side. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips. Keep it slow from every kiss. Power in the sweat on my lips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over this ride. Sweet like nectar when we collide. Low-key lavish, you go teeth grin, bad habits, you that eyelid, spell sweet static. Turn a calm heart problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp, every word leave a mark on your back. Three. One. Yeah, we on. Pop a cork, set the scene. Gold glass, big dreams. Little hood, still pristine. Laugh lines where lipstick sheen. Secrets fizz when we sit down. High heels, low-key crown. Spill tea, still hold it down. Toast up, level up now. Champagne secrets, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we when we feel it. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder.
Slow pour, let it rise. Real talk, no disguise. Bad days, but we still thrive. Soft heart, hard-earned pride. I'm enough. Big bag, big piece too. Pray first and make moves. I'm blessed. Self-love in every view. Hit play, it's a new you. I'm chosen.
Champagne secret, sip, save it, spill it. Grown and sexy, talk that talk, but we when we feel it. I'm healed. Champagne and power, glow in the midnight hour. Little hood, whole lot of class, we gon' cry and laugh louder. Picking down, move right. Deep breath, slow sound, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready. Picking down, move right. Breath, down, champagne. Secrets out now, I'm ready.
Hey girl,
Hey girl,
what you doing?
nothing much.
Get dressed.
For why?
Because we're going to the city. I need a little sip, savor, and spill.
Let's toast.
What you got going on tonight?
Can't call it. Owning the night. What you getting into?
Empress down in the city tonight. I'm feeling like champagne.
Let's toast.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes fucking windows.
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut glow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home. You say right, let the night decide. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss. Power in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mist. Ocean breeze all over this ride, sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne and silk on my lips, watch the whole downtown submit. Yeah. Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sin. Coconut glow on your collarbone, salt on your lips, I taste home. You say right, let the night decide. I slide in the passenger side. Yeah. Champagne and silk on my lips.
Champagne gang, Fizz fam, confidants, and visitors to the Champagne City. You see it. Drop some champagne glasses, bottles. I don't give a dang it on what you drop in the chat for this new intro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I be producing. Come through. Gang, gang. Do you gang bang? Yeah, I'm a little medicated, so don't mind me tonight, because I'm feeling good. I am. How are you feeling on today? How you feeling? Because you supposed to claim your day, not let your day claim you. I don't care what happened in this day today. It still belongs to you because you in it. So you still got time to turn it around and make it end with a smile on your face instead of frown and frustration. Say hello, somebody. Drop a champagne glass in the chat if you feel me. Y'all ready to get into the show tonight? Like, for real, y'all. We gotta laugh first. Who was that? Kevin Hart said, laugh at my pain. Yeah. We gotta laugh to keep from crying a little bit, kind of, because I done had to call my son, he's Air Force, to say, baby boy, how is all of this foolishness that Agent Orange got going on gonna affect you? Because all I want to know if mama needs to go re-sign up for the military. Because, I mean, I play Call of Duty. I can go grab a thing or tutu and go shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because who child? And I just want to know, for real, how long are y'all going to keep letting this man do this to our country? And y'all sit back and not, you know what? We ain't did affirmations yet. We can't do that until we get into our affirmations. So I need y'all to do me a favor. Take your glasses and raise them high in the air. Let's get into this positivity and affirmations so I can have my way, because there's some foolishness going on and we need to discuss it. And I'm going to be dropping the link so you can come up and discuss it with me, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and I'm sick and tired of everybody who ain't sick and tired. Because what in the hell? Oh, Lord. But raise them glasses in the air. Let's see where our affirmation is taken. Oh. So today we're talking about check your foundation. Tonight isn't about motivation. No, it's about construction. Yeah. Because when pressure hits, we don't rise to the occasion. We generally fall to the level of what we're built Wait, no, I did that yesterday. I was like, that sounds like I know this. Hold on. Hold on. Somebody might need that one again, though. Today we're going to talk about strength is quiet. Tonight isn't about noise. It's about the silence that carries weight. Because when the world shakes, we don't invent strength on the spot. We discover what's already been quietly forged inside of us. Some days doubt sneaks in like a shadow. Some nights exhaustion whispers that it's too much. And your mind asks, am I enough? Baby, you are. You just haven't seen the work you've already done. See, strength is built in the unseen moments, in the mornings you rise when the bed feels too soft, in the calls you take when your voice trembles, in the small promises to yourself that you keep. Storms don't break the strong, they shake the unprepared. So tonight we check the frame. Are our values solid? Are our boundaries firm? Are our choices aligned with the life we claim? If yes, then breathe. If yes, then move forward. If yes, then let the world tremble around you, because you are not fragile. You are tested. You are proven. And you are built to last. And if you felt that deep down on the inside of your innermost being, raise your glass in the air with me. Let's toast.
Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help!
Here we go again.
Please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for me on your way in, and that notification. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Testing. What? Okay, y'all can hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me good. Y'all know I'll be doing this one woman show thing, right? So here's my dilemma. Let me tell y'all how should I put this? I think I have creative OCD, because when I want to drop the link for y'all to do the panel, I gotta come to StreamYard. But to me, StreamYard doesn't give me the Progressive, you missed the whole intro. Oh, welcome in though. Glad to have you in. So for me, because y'all know I like to create, y'all know I'm a little producer or whatever. So I can't do just StreamYard because I don't get my backgrounds, I don't get my scrolling stuff, transitions. So that means I have to use 2 different programs. So I have to stream from StreamYard, hence why you see the logo on here, which you don't normally see, because I plan on dropping a link, because I want to know what y'all have to say about this Epstein stuff, and we're going to go through some emails. And y'all, I got so much stuff on Epstein. I just don't understand how one person kept so much incriminating evidence on themselves. Like, this is, I keep telling y'all, post 2020 has me questioning like so much. Number one, I don't understand why we blowing up shit right now. I just don't. I don't understand how you're being a bully in another country when you still have bullies in your own. I really don't understand how you gonna sweep around somebody else's front door when you ain't even swept around yours. That's all I'm saying. And before anybody start pointing fingers and, oh, it's the white people, oh, it's the black people, dumbasses, it's everybody. And if ain't nobody big, bold, and bad enough to tell you, hell damn it, I'll be the one. Hello, welcome to the Champagne City. Let's toast. No, we're not going to do that because we got a problem. And the problem is we're so busy pointing fucking fingers at each other that we don't see the fucking problem. I should have made this a talk your shit. Yes, I love the Lord, but today we going to get real human because I got a son who's in the Air Force. While this dumbass sitting behind a podium talking about it's war, people die, then take your dumbass on the front line and be the first leader. Lead by example. You and your entire damn cabinet. Go lead by example. You go first. War is what happens when you get immature, juvenilistic adults who don't know how to grow up and compromise, and you give them toys and all they want to do is sit back and have a dick measuring contest with your sons and daughters paying with their lives and with their blood. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk. That's all this is. A bunch of men. Power corrupts. Absolute power absolutely corrupts. Get it? How are we policing everyone else and you ain't brought peace in your own home yet? Leader, Presidente. But you're sending these young men out to die. For what? How does this benefit us? Exactly. Help me understand. The conflict that we started when we decided we wanted to originally get involved with shit that was going on in Iran that had nothing to do with us. And we decided to overthrow their leader and put a leader of our own in there. And we've been in conflict with them ever since because they turned around and backdoored us. That's what this conflict is about. Because America gotta always prove that we're stronger. Are you? I'm starting to wonder whether or not my leader of the free world is tipping the cocoa or not. But I digress. Gruswava. Woosah. Mama bear kick up real quick when it comes to them babies. We got children. People have spouses. Some of which are not coming back home now. Thanks to Agent Orange in the White House. You'd rather go to war than to release these damn files. However, again I say, I digress. And I'm going to give fair warning today. Please do not get in my chat with bullshit. I don't give a damn if you like Trump, love Trump, hate Trump, or whatsoever. At the end of the damn day, right is right and wrong is wrong. Period. This ain't got nothing to do with us. And if your people that you govern, because remember, this is a democracy, not a dictatorship, but y'all sitting back, allowing this man to operate like a dictator in a damn democracy, please make it make sense. Somehow it'll be for the good of the people, right? Eventually, that's what it'll mosey on down to, that it's for the good of the people. Somehow this is supposed to benefit us. Anytime we do anything overseas, it's about oil. I don't give a damn what they tell y'all, what they lie to y'all about. Everybody, including the United States, is in so much damn debt that basically what they doing is robbing other countries for their oil and labeling it as fucking war. If we gonna talk about it, let's talk. We ain't got no money and we gotta pay back debt, so let us rob and this is the battle at the OK Corral done with ships and missiles and planes. But this is your president who said that there would be peace, and the Democrats was the ones that wanted war. And before anyone gets in the chat saying, oh, she's a Democrat lover. No, actually, I like neither. No, I like neither. Throw it all away. Start over. Control, Alt, Delete. Hard reset. Hold down the power button for 10 seconds. Snatch the battery out. Matter of fact, set that bitch on fire. Burn it. Restart. Cause y'all ain't sick of this yet. And according to y'all president, Agent Orange, this can continue for another 4 to 5 weeks. Y'all, let's get to these damn files before I blow a gasket. How y'all doing tonight? Let's get ready to get into it. Champagne gang, Fizz fam, confidants, and visitors to the Champagne City. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm the Empress. I'm a little more demure and cutesy. But when I saw bombs unnecessarily flying in locations that was initiated by us, I had to automatically think, I got a child in the military. Now I need to call my child and make sure my child is okay. Because these decisions don't affect Trump or anybody in that White House. Matter of fact, it don't even affect them in the Pentagon. Because they not fighting unless they get hit. It affects your children. My son. It affects those young men over there. Because I guarantee you the same way we feel here, they feel the same way over there. So there's young men over there fighting a war they never asked to be in. Because two grown ass idiots can't sit at a table and come to an agreement. So you playing real life games of battleship with people's lives. Because you forgot when you yelled, I sunk your battleship. It was people on there. You sick fucks. All of them. And this is the problem. Y'all don't have nobody in them buildings talking to y'all like this and telling y'all to get y'all head out y'all ass, get y'all dick in the dirt and figure out something. Come to the table and decide on peace before all of us be eliminated. Everybody got damn nukes. I'm still here. I just had to pause and take a breather, y'all. Just anyway. Yeah, all I'm saying is, at what point are we gonna say enough is enough? I don't know when China's hydrogen bomb is headed towards us. Or, I don't know, maybe if they send all 60 of those nukes in that thingamachina-jig that they got towards us. I don't know. Maybe then people want to talk about doing something. At what point do we say, you know what? I think Cat Williams said it best. At what point do you allow somebody to be the lost driver of niggas continually? Because all of us look ignorant right now. You a nigga. You a nigga. You a nigga. White nigga, black nigga, Puerto Rican nigga, Hispanic nigga, Chinese nigga. Everybody looking like a nigga because we all sitting back letting this ignorant bastard lead us straight to hell. And everybody sitting back like, they ain't got nothing to do with us. That's their problem. Bruh, please. I'd be sitting here. Am I the only one see what's going on right now? Oh, I get it. Because Trump has y'all convinced that we're the strongest in the galaxy, right? I'm trying to understand how we could even believe that, considering that China is light years ahead of us. I don't understand how you think, if they're light years ahead of us in everything else. Matter of fact, don't we still owe them trillions and trillions of dollars? That they would also be light years ahead when it comes to nuclear technology. And forget all that. They got ninja assassins. Let's just cut to the chase. China got ninja assassins. I saw the movie. They got Shaolin monks and all that over there. I'm sick of it. I am. But y'all drop in the comments, as y'all have been, and let me know what y'all think. I don't know how much. We barely made it out of year one. What are we, 2 months into year one? Y'all done let this man do all this in 1 year. One. And we got 3 to go? Yeah, okay. Yeah, look, I'm saying what I'm saying, but I ain't saying what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Hell, because I'm tired. I'm tired. They gonna mess around and we gonna have to take up arms. Eventually, somebody gonna get bold enough to try us on our own soil. But let's get into this Epstein thing. So y'all know this is day 2, or should I say episode 2 of us dealing with Epstein. Now, the last video that we discussed dealing with Epstein, we went over some videos of the depositions or the outcomes. We covered Clinton coming out, Hillary coming out of her deposition. And there's some other things that I want to get into. My thing is, whenever you're dealing with what people may consider a criminal mastermind or situations such as these, my first thought is I want to understand the individual. Like, who was this person that was able to accomplish all of this? Right? That's one of the biggest things that concerns me about the Nancy Guthrie situation, right? Because who was Nancy Guthrie that she would get kidnapped? See, this is my problem with the whole case. They're not asking the relevant questions. Why her? You got all these people. Why her? Why Nancy's mother? Why Savannah's mother? Why Tommaso's mother-in-law? Why Annie's mother? Why Cameron's mother? And I thought it was extremely interesting. Well, Cameron doesn't live in Arizona. Maybe he went back home. But Cameron has military background. How much do we really know about Cameron and his associations? It's just a question. Just think about that. I want you to ponder on that thought. How well do we know Cameron and his associations when it comes to Nancy Guthrie, the children, the possible familial connection? Even if, let's say, they've quote unquote cleared the children, the family. I don't know how, because she's still missing. I don't know how you can clear somebody when you don't have a person to clear them with. But, that's our broken system. Wars and people cleared. So, welcome to 2026. How exactly are we at a point right now with Nancy where we know nothing, but we're not doing deep dives into everyone? Cameron military would have made me say, was he on any missions, involved in anything, any connections, anybody upset after the fact, what questions are you asking to find out why Nancy? Unless you're telling me that she was just haphazardly picked. What y'all think? But when we going through that, right, and we start going through the whole, and there's a small, slight connection between Savannah's husband. We learned that the first episode that we did of Nancy Guthrie, and the Epstein files itself. So because that name came up, her husband, in the Epstein files, I said, you know what? Let me go back and look and find out who he is. Because we know what he did. But who is he, right? So, check this out. And I need y'all to go with me. So, who was Epstein? His early life and career. January 20, hold on, because I got to pull up my information. Hold on. I hope everything looks good to y'all. Hold on, y'all. Listen to this music while I pull this up. Something I forgot to add. Hold on.
Champagne and silk. Yeah. Champagne and silk. drip off my tongue, gold on my wrists, moon on my lungs. You lean in close, soft on your skin. I taste the wrist, then dive right in. Oh yeah. Champagne and silk, I'm in power when I sip. Every word I say now, honey on my lip. Cruising through the city like a shadow in the mist. Night rider on the town, every move a gift. Champagne and silk, let it slide, let it drip. Voice like a dagger and a kiss ain't tip. Taste of my freedom when you feel this grit. Night rider on the town, champagne on my lip. Champagne on my lip. Yeah, he's speaking cold, fire in his throat. Low like a storm under that coat. She move like smoke, soft but she sting. Calling him closer, pulling the string. Come here, I'm the type pulling back, then I crash on you. You the spark in my glass when it catches blue. We two ghosts in the back of a tinted view.
Thank y'all so much for holding.
Only shine for two. Don't speak. Champagne and silk, I'm in
Y'all, I got notes everywhere. Do y'all know how deep this story go? Lord, there is notes everywhere. Okay, we just gonna do it this way. All right. All right, so his early life and career. So he was born January 20th, 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, to a working class Jewish family. 1969ish, he graduates from Lafayette High School at age 16. He skipped actually 2 grades. Now, generally back in the day, they did not allow you to skip grades unless you were actually pretty smart. So it sounds like he might have, yep, here it goes. Might have been a part of some advanced classes is what I was going to say. 1969 to 71, attends Cooper Union to study mathematics, no degree. Early 1970s, he takes advanced math classes at NYU's Current Institute, no degree completed. 1974 to 76, he teaches math and physics at the elite Dalton School in Manhattan, hired without a college degree by headmaster Donald Barr. So we see him going to study at Cooper Union for mathematics. He didn't finish. He didn't get a degree. We also see him taking advanced mathematics at NYU's Current Institute. He also didn't get a degree there, but then we see him return 4 years later without a degree to teach math and physics at an elite school in Manhattan. So this lets you know right now that this man was brilliant. See why it's important to go back. And I don't want nobody to get it twisted. Oh my God, she's like gassing him. No. See, you have to go back and understand a person in order to understand why they did what they did. That's why when an interrogator is getting ready to interrogate you, they don't automatically all the time, unless it's time sensitive, start with asking you questions about the murder. They read wrong. They start with asking you questions about you because they want to understand you so that they can understand why you did what you did. Get it? Hold on. All right, so then it says he was hired in 76 at Bear Stearns Investment Bank through a connection from tutoring a client's son. He rises quickly in options trading and advisory roles. So we take someone who graduated high school at 16. Remember, he skipped 2 grades, right? He studied mathematics. He didn't get a degree. This doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't know how to finish. This could actually mean that he's bored with the steps too. You know how a lot of times you go to schools and you see kids that's jumping around and acting a fool in school and don't want to sit down, and they want to label these kids as ADHD and ADD and all these extra things. No, a lot of these kids don't have ADHD and ADD. What's going on is they're bored with the normal curriculum. So they start acting out because they need something to keep their attention, because what you handed them is not doing it. You know, there was an old saying where they used to say that genius is one step from insanity. And I really think that's what you were dealing with an Epstein. And let me explain something to you. I've never looked into him before. I've heard what he did, some of it. But as far as knowing who he was, never looked into him, never knew anything about him. So me learning about this, I'm learning about it with you. So this man was actually brilliant. And that brilliance probably bred boredom. Right? Next. 81. He leaves Bear Stearns amid rumors of regulatory issues. Look, I can't even talk. He starts his own financial consulting firm focusing on asset recovery and high net worth clients. Now, hold on, because we're talking, he graduated in 69. So we're looking here, this is only, 12 years after his graduation? I want you to understand the type of individual that we're dealing with when we're talking about an Epstein. You're not dealing with some run-of-the-mill pedo here. So if you want to know why this was allowed to go on for so long, you got to go back and understand who this man was. Right? You can already see from the beginning how he developed and molds himself into the one who holds your secrets by the level of the positions that he takes. Investment banking, everybody that's doing investments ain't investing legally. Think about it. Physics, math, numbers, you're gonna need that. And it's hard to beat a numbers person. Let me just say that. It's hard to beat somebody that's into numbers. It really is. 81, he leaves amid the rumors. He starts his own financial consulting firm focusing on asset recovery, high net worth clients, right? So he's already picked his niche and he's already picked his target audience. He's not going after little clients. He didn't go after a small firm. He went for high net worth clients, meaning I want to manage money that brings money, that has money, to play with money kind of money. 87 and onward, he begins managing finances for billionaire Lex Wexner. So he's alleged the Victoria's Secret's founder, amongst other things that he founded. And it was my first time seeing who he was. But he was gaining significant power of attorney and influence. Now, if you watch the interview, and we may pull it to watch it, Wexner was actually deposed as well. He was with his attorney, and come to find out, he stated that he was basically scammed and manipulated. But this man actually had the run of this man's money. What does your character have to say about you that in that short amount of time, he was able to garner enough influence that a man trusted you with his entire financial portfolio? In that amount of time, a billionaire. But you didn't have no diploma. You didn't have no degrees. You know what he had? He had the gift of gab. And he had a plan. It's hard to defeat someone with a plan. Do you know what Trump's problem is? Trump don't have a plan. Trump is just moving haphazardly. He's like the novice chess player that you sit with on the board, right? And they really don't know how to play the game, but they just gonna move the pieces around hoping they get to the other end. And if they gotta lose some of their own pieces in the process, it don't matter as long as they can get to the other side of the board. Yeah, that's what he gives me. He builds wealth rapidly. He renames his firm J. Epstein and Co., later Financial Trust Company, claiming to manage assets for billionaires, right? Late 80s to 2000s, he acquires luxury properties, Palm Beach mansions, 1990, New York townhouses via Wexner, late 90s, Little James Island, 1998, New Mexico ranch, Paris apartment, and private jet. Now, I need you to pay attention again. This says from 80s to the 2000s. So we're talking about what he's accomplished in a matter of only, about 20 years? There was no way they would have been able to let this man live, allegedly, because I did hear that he supposedly unalived himself in jail. I do not believe it, for the same reason that I told y'all with the Diddy case. When I told you in the beginning that I wasn't going to cover the Diddy case, and the reason why I wasn't going to cover it is because if you're not going to bring out the people who protected Diddy and allow him to do what he did for so long, then I didn't want to see him go down by himself. No, everybody needs to go down, or nobody goes down for it. And I also told y'all that I didn't think the case would go all the way through. If it went all the way through, they would throw it, or Diddy would be unalived. And what ended up happening? They took a whole RICO case, a whole racketeering case, and made it about booty and baby oil. The minute I started hearing them spend more time talking about Diddy's sexual habits, like they were jealous they weren't in the room, I said, oh yeah, he ain't gonna get convicted. Empress, he did get not on racketeering, so to me, he didn't get convicted. They should have just threw everything else out and let him go. You gonna lock him up for being a pimp? For pimps up, hoes down, because he wanted to fly some head and tails across the border? Same thing with Epstein. There was no way Epstein would have been able to go through a trial. Do you know why? Because really, when you read a lot of what's going on in Epstein trials, even though we know what was going on, right? We know. But a lot of it is speculative. And the only person who would have really been able to connect them dots, Epstein, Ghislaine. The only people. Right? He's gone. She's pleading the fifth. He couldn't survive. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think he was groomed? Do you think he had a handler? Do you think he was placed in this position? Or do you think he worked his way up to this position? Here's the better question. Do you think he was the criminal mastermind? Or do you think he was the puppet on a string? Let me know what you think. Early allegations and investigations. 96. Artist Maria Farmer reports alleged abuse involving Epstein, Maxwell, including her underage sister, to the FBI. No immediate action. Early 2000s, multiple reports emerged of Epstein paying underage girls, some high school age, for massages at his Palm Beach home that escalate to sexual abuse. Victims describe a recruitment network, right? 2005 to 2008, Florida case and controversial plea deal. March 2005, Palm Beach police open investigation after a 14-year-old girl reports molestation at Epstein's mansion. 0506, police identified dozens of victims, some as young as 14. FBI opens federal probe, Operation Leap Year. May 2006, police recommend multiple felony charges, case sent to grand jury by state attorney. July 2006, grand jury indicts Epstein on one count of soliciting prostitution, arrested briefly. Now, Houston, we have a problem. How do you have between March and July 0506, we have molestation, and in order for there to be molestation, doesn't it have to be a family member? Somebody answer me that, because definitions and stuff has changed so much that I got to go back and ask questions on stuff that I once thought that I knew, to make sure that it's still the same. It hasn't changed. So does molestation still mean familial connection? Then you got a dozen victims between 05 and 06. Some as young as 14. May 06. It's recommended that he gets multiple felonies. It's sent to the grand jury. But the grand jury indicts on one count. You know what? I can't. I'm about to drop the link so that y'all can come up and tell me what y'all think about this. Because that really just blew me. So you telling me this could have been done in 06, but the grand jury indicted on one count? I'm convinced that the grand jury liked the party with Epstein too. They all crooked. Y'all, here's the link. Here's the link. Because my confusion is confuseth as to how we're in 2026 and Epstein is this big of a deal. But 20 years ago, he could have been indicted on multiple felony charges, but you indicted him on solicitation of prostitution. Thank you, Father Locke. He says molestation means to tamper with someone. The word itself isn't bad. It's a type of tampering, molestation, that makes it bad and or illegal. Thank you, Father Locke. I just don't understand our system. July of '06, the grand jury indicted one count. But it was the same thing that I said with the Diddy trial, which is how I knew the Diddy trial was going to be garbage as well. I knew that because, look, look. We had in the Diddy trial all those women that came out. It was supposed to be 300 with one attorney, 400 with another attorney, 300 with another attorney. You remember that? You're looking right here on the screen, the same thing. We're literally looking at the same cases. One man is white, one is black. One was in the music industry, one was in corporate America. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments, because I just can't. It's people actually protecting these pedos is sickening. Absolutely, Nisi. Ivy League school, college, yeah. Ivy League. A genius. With them numbers, but sick with humans. We get it, yeah. There's a lot of them out here like that. Something is missing. Professor with no degree. Yep. You know, money, power, and powder. Make a whole lot of stuff move. All you gotta do is have the right connections. That's why they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know the right people, it can get you around, through, and in a whole lot of stuff you wouldn't have been able to access had you not had that connection. That's why it pays to treat people right. That's why it pays to strive for peace with all men, because you never know when you're gonna need them again. The question is, who put him in the room? You don't meet presidents and such by happenstance. Absolutely, progressive. Nisi said, agreed. Ted Bundy was intelligent, but was a sadistic murderer. That's true. That's why I said that the saying is, genius is one step from insanity. Because they say most people who are genius generally go insane or flip out or something. Because I guess their brains can't handle that amount of knowledge. Master blackmailer, exerciser of dark psychology. He not only understood secrets, he understood minds. Absolutely. And 'tis a dangerous individual, one who can understand the mind. You know, there's someone that I liked watching, and it was on YouTube, and I want to say it was on like America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, and I want to say he called himself X, but he was what do they call him, where they do the little a mentalist, is that what they call it, where he gives you these subliminal suggestions that you don't realize you're getting. And it almost seems like magic. I love watching that, but it's because you'd have individuals who take out the time to understand the mind and tap into the mind. That's why they told us as kids, it's mind over everything. If they get your mind, they have everything else. Most sadistic individuals, they're going to try to figure out, how do I tap into the mind? How do I get her mind? Because once I have her mind, I have her. Fellas, women do you the same way. Yeah, they do. It really is mind over everything. We know it. Y'all do too. That's why people are always talking about playing with my mind. Stop playing with my head. Stop playing with the way I think, the way I operate. That's what that means. Dark psychology. I like the way you put that. Because I want to make you bend to my will, right? I want to make you do what I want you to do. But I want to get a thrill out of it, not you. I'm not doing this so you can feel good about it. I'm doing this so I can feel good about it. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I will continue since did nobody hit the link. Let's go. June 30th, 2008. Pleads guilty to state charges, procuring a minor for prostitution and solicitation. Sentenced to 18 months. Serves 13 months with work release. Registers as a sex offender. Federal non-prosecution agreement. Orchestrated by U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, shields him and potential co-conspirators from further charges, widely criticized as lenient. You know, because money talk, right? Post-release period, 2009 to 18. He resumes elite lifestyles, fun, science, philanthropy via Jeffrey Epstein the Sixth Foundation, faces civil lawsuits from victims, many settled privately. 2015. Virginia Giuffre files lawsuit accusing Epstein and Maxwell of trafficking her, including to Prince Andrew, settled later. Now that's something that we're going to get into because I heard there's a big to-do that has to do with Miss Virginia Giuffre, who's no longer here. 2018, Miami Herald's Perversion of Justice series revives public scrutiny, highlighting failures in the 2008 deal. So 2019, the federal arrest and the death, right? So July 6, 2019, he was arrested at Teterboro Airport, New Jersey, on federal sex trafficking charges by SDNY, accused of abusing dozens of minors 2002 to 05. Now, again, none of this has to do with 06. Do you see this? So he's picked up on 02 through 05. But none of that stuff from 06 that got the grand jury to give him one charge. So I want y'all to see how this whole case has been played with this entire time. July 8th, pleads not guilty, denied bail. July 23rd, found injured in cell, possible suicide attempt or assault, placed briefly on suicide watch, then removed. He didn't even make it out of the same month he went to jail. August 10th. Oh. There was 2 attempts. I apologize. July 23rd, he was found injured. It was a possible attempt on his life or self. He was placed on brief watch and then removed. Why would you remove him from watch when the case is this big? August 10th, he's found unalive in his Metropolitan Correctional Center cell by hanging. Official ruling was self-unaliving, jail irregularities, malfunctioning cameras, unchecked rounds, removed cellmate, fuel widespread conspiracy theories. Drop in the comments to let me know what your theory is. Do you think he unalived himself or do you think he had help? So the aftermath, July 2nd, 2020, Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested on federal charges related to recruiting and trafficking for Epstein. Now, remember, she was arrested because they said that she was the one that went and got the little girls and boys and everybody else, whoever he decided to play with or they decided to play with. She was the one went and got them. So she was arrested. 2021, she's convicted on sex trafficking and related counts, and she's sentenced to 20 years in prison. That's interesting to me. Drug dealers get more time for that than that for selling weed. You mean to tell me that sex trafficking carries less time than weed? So your body is valued less than the Mary Jane that you smoke. Does that make sense when I say it out loud? Victims' Compensation Fund pays out hundreds of millions from Epstein's estate. Over 60 million. Civil suits continue against alleged enablers. Now, here's my problem, right? If Epstein allegedly paid out a lot of these people, that means there's some guilt here. How is y'all leader of the FBI, Cash Patel? His name is Cash. Go figure. How is he saying that there's nothing incriminating in the Epstein files when Epstein had paid out a bunch of minors and young girls? I'm confused. And it seems like Epstein documented everything, hence why there's so many files. I've never in life seen so many files for one person. I'm trying to think back. Watergate, maybe? Only other time I heard of so many files. But again, I say, what do you think this really was? Do you think this just rich boys being bad? Or do you think this is more ritualistic and some deeper dives need to take place into what happened behind the scenes of this? Because now I would want to talk to his parents or someone who knew him as a child. Like, was there any neighborhood cats and dogs, birds that ended up injured, unalived, or deceased? I believe he's not unalived. I believe he's not either. I can just imagine all who did the McAfee, man. It seems like a lot of them have. And they probably all somewhere together. I keep trying. I'm getting an error when I attempt to eat. Really? Hold on. Let's try again. Yes. Alright, I just posted it again. Let me know when you come back in if you can't get back in it, okay? Nisi said, like the Catholics, when they commit crimes, they send them off in another country. I don't know. It's something missing with this. It's a connection for me between, and I'm gonna tell you where. I'm waiting to see if anybody's coming up before I keep going. I'm going to tell you where my disconnect or confusion comes in at. Here, right in the beginning. Right in the beginning. What happened as a child? I would want to know, like, what was his home life like? What was the relationship with his parents? What was all that? You know, how was the animals? How was Epstein as a kid? Did you always know your son was a genius? Did you always know? Did you pay enough attention to your son? Is that why he got into this foolishness? Because he didn't have attention and he was seeking it? Was he, you know, attacked as a child himself? I would love to talk to his family to understand how we got from graduates Lafayette High School at 16, where he skips 2 grades, to where we are fast forwarding. Hold on, let me go back to '06, where he's facing all of this allegedly, but then turns around. Is this the one? And ends up arrested again and again. What are we missing in between there that causes a person to become a monster? Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you think he was just evil? Or do you think this has to do a lot with environment? Let me know what you think. Let's continue. 2324. Court documents from Goofrey's defamation suit against Maxwell unsealed in batches, revealing previously redacted names of associates, many already public. No major new client list emerges. 2025. Epstein files Transparency Act passed by Congress and signed into law, mandating release of government records. Late 25, 26. Other than we still waiting on all of them to be released. U.S. Department of Justice releases millions of pages, images, and videos from Epstein-related files, including FBI material. Okay, I was making sure nobody was backstage. Release sparks renewed scrutiny, political debate, and some arrests tied to related misconduct claims, but no sweeping new revelations about high-profile figures beyond what's previously known. So those are the basics on Epstein, and we're gonna get into some deep dives into some of these time periods. I'm gonna try to see if I can find some stuff. So if you want, please make sure you subscribe to our Discord, because I will be starting I don't even know what's referred to as a thread in there that's specifically for Epstein, where I'll be dropping deep dive information in there, and you can also go in there and drop it as well. You don't have to be subscribed or a member of the channel to access the Discord. It is free to all, so it's an area in there where you can go communicate and just kick back, have fun. That is also where we do our movie nights and watch parties, and I am really thinking about doing a Beauty in Black watch party, because the next season getting ready to come out, and I think I want to like do a binge watch to catch up. So drop in the chat and let me know if you a Beauty and Black fan. If you want to do a binge watch recap in the Discord, Champagne Gang style. And if you think I should cover Beauty and Black when it comes back on, should that be one of the shows that we cover? Alright? Now, what I want to get into are the emails. Now, I do want to let you know before we get into that, I do have information on Miss Ma'am. I don't want to get into her yet, so we gonna come back and deal with her. But we do have some emails. About 87 of them to be exact. And I want us to skim through some, and I'm gonna take some time. I will drop, hold on, let me do this. No, I don't want to take it up to time. So what I'm going to do is everything that I'm showing you tonight, I am going to, sometime between tonight and our next show, I'm going to make sure I have the section created in the Discord for Epstein. And I'm going to start dropping this stuff in there, so you'll be able to see exactly what I'm looking at and these links. To where I'm not a gatekeeper. This stuff is out there free for all of us to check out, and it's just crazy. So a lot of this was talking about he wanted to be released from supervision, and they were discussing that it was unusual, but modifications could be made. Barbara Burns. This dragon keeps raising its ugly head. I think, as you suggest, the defendant simply needs to finish his sentence as it was agreed to. So again, this is going more into him wanting to be released from supervision. And again, this was 2010. So this was after the 2009 case. The 2009 case. It's April 2010. They're still talking about him being released. Still being released. And I'm just wondering if they knew then what they knew now, would it make a difference? Now, this I happen to run into, and I don't know if this is police notes or his, but you can see some information about the captain. Some stuff is redacted. Burglary, man in the bushes. So he wrote down that there's 3 incidents on surveillance. Officer Gaines, okay, last week, a person, dark. So they gave a description of a car. They didn't file the changes against any co-defendants. So this burglary, give me 1 second. Let me look this up. Hold on. Can y'all hear the music or just me? I'm over here, my head just bobbing. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. Hold on. Okay, so I was trying to find it. That's all right. I'll make sure we have it for tomorrow. Don't even worry. I got so much. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. You pour that fizz on the curb.
Can you hear it and still hear me clear?
You taste like summer in a slow cold.
Progressive said he could have been born evil, but he could have inherited evil. Example, if Dahmer's parents would have taken his attack on innocent animals, the world could possibly have not endured the historical stain. Absolutely, I agree with you there. Where them files at, Pam? Let's get this job done, lady. You ain't done. Absolutely. He probably had a good life like Jeffrey, just was a weirdo. That's the crazy. But I don't think Jeffrey had a good life though. I gotta go back, but I thought I remember there's being some abuse with Jeffrey. Could be mistaken though. Because you know they all say they've been abused when they get caught. So I could be confusing him with another one of the deranged crew. It never failed. So it looks like, y'all, Epstein is about to become our new what was our alien? Was it aliens that we couldn't say before? It looks like Epstein is about to come now, because every time I get ready to like go to something, all of a sudden I start glitching and freezing. And we ain't did this in a while, y'all. Where stuff start glitching and freezing. So I know it's because we talking about Epstein. It have to be. And because I haven't used my system in a few days, and thank y'all for sticking in there with your girl, because for most of y'all who know, I was dealing with the loss of my little cousin and helping her with her baby's funeral, and trying to process through that while also still healing from the loss of my grandbaby. So I had to take a little 2-week pause, and now that I'm coming back at it, yeah, my system ain't really trying to move with me. You get it? Or it could be overloaded because I create so much that I might need to clean it. That could be the problem too. But what do y'all think about the Epstein? What do you think about this Ivy League education that he had? Do you think genius people generally just get bored and they get caught up because they have nothing better to do? Because they're bored? Do you think this is born out of boredom? You remember how when you was kids, when you was born, you was bored, you would just find something to do? Like one day my grandson, can't even make it up, I was in a room and apparently he must have gotten bored. So he took some of my red lipstick and he colored on his hands, all over his hands with the red lipstick. And he took his hands and went straight down both sides of my cream colored wall. Then he took the lipstick and drew happy faces. So when I asked him, like, grandson, why would you do such a thing? He just looked up. I said, are you bored? He nodded his head. Some people get into a lot of bullshit just because they're bored. You gotta stop and think. This level of genius and numbers just dancing around in your head, you trying to figure out what to do with it. And most people that come from Ivy League homes like this too, they come from a lot of no attention. Because everybody's trying to get to the bag, as we say. Everybody is trying to build a legacy and leave a mark. So that don't leave a lot of time for little Timmy, Joe, and Jeffrey. So Timmy, Joe, and Jeffrey get a little bored and get a little excited. And now they got to figure out ways to cure the boredom. That education didn't mean nothing. He learned how to manipulate the young minds for sadistic. Yeah, that's what the education taught him, though. That's exactly what psychology teaches you, though. So he actually used his education exactly the way he wanted to use it. That dark psychology, that progressive and Father Locke spoke of, because that's exactly what he did. He used it, but he used it for dark, nefarious reasons, as they say. And it's sad. And what makes it even worse is there are more and more of him out there. More and more of him out there. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't another Jeffrey Epstein in operation right now with files that quadruple the amount that they have out on Epstein. We just don't know about them yet. We haven't heard their name in speaking yet. Let me see. It still wouldn't let you up, Progressive? You know, it's kind of hard to have a panel if StreamYard's panel won't allow the panel to panel. That's all I'm saying. StreamYard. The people want to come panel, and you not letting the people in. What's going on? So neither one of y'all can come up. I say, yes to cookies. Then get it. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump. It ain't even. Let me tell y'all how I know it ain't got nothing to do with us, right? Because before I started this stream, I was actually going to create like a little video with the little AI doll that you saw singing our song Champagne and Silk on My Lips, y'all. But my CapCut just like glitched completely out and refused to start back working properly. So I said, somehow I feel like this is Trump's fault. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. I feel like this has something to do with that war. Because how all of a sudden today, all of a sudden CapCut ain't working right. All of a sudden StreamYard ain't working right. And I should have known something, because when I was trying to get on the internet on my OBS to get it to start, my OBS was half acting like it wanted to work. So yeah, it's probably not you. It probably has something to do with all this foolishness going on in the world right now. But I think what we're going to start discussing, y'all, is I really want to discuss like living off grid. I really do. I do. How to get a house, what kind of house to get, generators, food, like the whole shebang yang. Also, what I want you to tell me is if you would move out of the country, if you are a U.S. citizen, where would you move to? And have you been thinking about moving? So what I want to do, because, hold on, let me see something. Because I don't want to continue with Epstein until I can have you guys up here and we go through all this stuff together. Because, hold on. I want y'all to see when I need y'all to see my deep dive real quick. Y'all see all this? We ain't even made it back to McNutt. Do y'all understand me? Oh, and look. Ain't even made it back to him. But we still have stuff on Nancy Guthrie. This is what my deep dives be looking like for the show. This is what I need y'all to understand. Do y'all see all this? Epstein. Yeah. Do y'all? This is all. Do you see it still going? And then if you think, hold on, this is what, one thing that I do want to take a look at. We're going to go through this. And this was an article that was done by Vanity Fair. This was an article that was done by Vanity Fair on Mr. Epstein. And it's called The Talented Mr. Epstein. So when we wonder how he was able to do all of this, it's because he was charismatic and he was able to capture the heart of the rich and the elite. You remember, one of my favorite clips that I play when he says, when the people win your freedom in Gladiator. Yeah. He learned how to connect with the rich even though he wasn't one. He had education. And he used that education to play on people's psychology to basically get them to do anything he wanted them to do, including investing in him and believing in him with no degree. So we're going to take a look at this. No. We're going to go through here and take a look at the article that was done on Mr. Epstein. Hold on one second.
Champagne and silk, I'm in power when I sip. Every word I say now, honey on my lip. Cruising through the city like a shadow in the mist. Night rider on the town, every move a gift. Champagne and silk, let it slide, let it drip. Voice like a dagger and a kiss. Same taste of my freedom when you feel this grip. Night rider on the town, champagne.
Thank y'all so much for holding. That was my grandson coming in the door. I was hearing little taps on the door like, what in the world? Who is at my door? Hold on. I'm like, who the world at my door? So we're going to go through this definitely. I just want to show y'all really quick because I had to get my feet wet and slip back into this whole streaming thing and whatever. because we've been out for 2 weeks. And I'm using 2 different systems again. So y'all be easy and don't do too much, because I'm a one-woman show, and I am navigating between OBS and StreamYard to give y'all a production. So y'all better hit a like, a subscribe, a thumbs up, or something, please. I'm gonna start. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't even gonna joke like that. I ain't even gonna joke like that. So they got Ben Affleck bitching with Epstein. So yeah, I do want to check out this article. I have not read it. Excuse me, but for those of you who do, it is Vanity Fair's archive, and it's article 2000. Matter of fact, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna drop the link so you can have access to the article. Let me see, what else did I want you to see? We do have some photos that we're definitely going to be going through. What we were going through right then was the email dump, and we're definitely going to be continuing with that. But I'll probably start at the most recent and then move back to the others. All of a sudden my screen is frozen. Thank you. That's alright, don't even worry about it. God is gonna bless me with a whole new system. We ain't even gotta worry about all this freezing and jumping and glitching and running round and all of this while we trying to have a whole show. Okay, here we go. So there's some pictures. You know who this is in the middle. You see him. It does not want to play. Alright, so since my system is having a complete meltdown, what I'm going to do is we're going to end for today. And once I give my computer a complete once and clean some stuff out of it and fix some settings and play with it and all of that so that it functions properly, we're definitely going to come back and get back into Jeffrey.
From Jeffrey Epstein's estate. The photos
because
are
I definitely do want to hear what you guys have to say
presidents, billionaires, and celebrities
about the whole. Am I froze? Can you guys hear me?
Tonight, a new trove of photos from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein, revealing more proof of the convicted sex offender's relationship with several powerful men.
These pictures, some of these photos, are really disturbing.
These images, part of a tranche of more than 95,000 undated photos,
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
President Donald Trump and an unidentified woman. Trump also appears in other pictures without Epstein, but with women whose identities are protected.
Thank you, Progressive.
Trump has denied
No, I ain't afraid to use my voice. I might be afraid to come on this doggone camera. But I ain't afraid to use my voice. Now, you make me mad enough, I'll turn that camera on, wouldn't give a damn. Like, for real. But, no, because I'm tired. Y'all should be tired, too. Them your babies out there fighting, not them trash politicians. Them your babies out there.
Two posing for a mirror selfie. In another of the two men, there was a picture on a desk.
I can't. I'm just feeding off y'all right now because I can't do anything with my computer. I can't.
Bill Gates and Richard Branson are in the photos, as is film director Woody Allen. In one picture, Allen and Epstein are on a
we
movie
back
set.
again?
Bannon, Gates, Branson, and Allen did not respond to NBC News requests.
So, y'all, this is what I'm going to do.
These photos are separate from the evidence held by the Department of Justice. Congress voted to force the DOJ to release that material a week from today. Congressional leaders are warning the administration better comply.
This is a new law with, implications if they don't follow it.
I'm the type pulling back, then I crash on you. You the spark in my glass when it catches.
The trade deadline is fast approaching, and what the Islanders do will impact the team's playoff chances and their future. We'll tell you about the latest rumors coming up next.
All right, y'all.
You're Locked On Islanders.
Let's see.
Your
Can
daily
y'all hear
podcast
me?
on the
Can
New York
you
Islanders.
hear me? I am
Part of
back.
the
My
Locked
whole
On
system, this
Podcast
whole
Network.
glitch.
Your
ain't
team
shut
every day.
the frick down.
Welcome everybody
It
to the
did the
Wednesday
same thing
edition
it
of the
did
Locked On
yesterday that I
Islanders
told y'all it
podcast,
did.
part
They
of the Locked On
be
Podcast
real mad
Network.
that I'm doing a deep dive on Epstein and stuff, huh? Is that the problem? They mad that I'm talking about Epstein? Because y'all know when the Empress do a dive, baby, she gonna dive. She gonna dive deep in it. I'm about to dive in. Oh. I am. Because I need to see some. I do. I need to know who was connected to who was connected to who and how they got connected. I don't see that. That's the way my mind thinks when I look at this. So, since I can't do nothing else right now, let's just chit chat for, the last 15 minutes of the show or so. So, the way my mind thinks is, if I have a case, I want to try to understand the person involved in the case. If I can. All the times you can't. Fortunately, with Epstein's case, all his stuff is laid out, right? So, if I'm going to dive into a red rum case, the first thing that I'm going to do is look at what's been presented to us, right? The evidence. Then I'm going to try to understand whether or not they've established the motive. Because remember, in order for there to be a case and a conviction, there has to be two things. You got to have criminal intent. You have to have an intent let's start over. You have to have a crime that's criminal. And then you have to have an intent that's criminal. So you may say, well, what do you mean a crime that's criminal? That sounds dumb. Well, yeah, all crimes are not necessarily criminal. It is a crime for you to shoot someone, but it is not necessarily criminal for you to shoot someone if it can be labeled as self-defense, right? So once you establish that the act is criminal, you then have to establish motive. Why did this person do this? What was their thought process? These two together is what determines what the charge is going to be. First degree, second degree, third degree. Did you do it because you planned this in your mind? Did this happen in that moment because y'all was arguing and fighting and it just happened? Were you trying to defend yourself and you grabbed the first thing that you could to defend yourself with it? What was the intent here? Because if you mark the wrong intent with the wrong crime, your criminal can potentially walk. Right? So I like to understand what the motive is. But then after I understand the motive, now I want to go back and understand the individual. Because why would this individual commit this crime at this time? So when I'm researching and when I'm looking for information, those are kind of the logics that I follow when I'm looking at a case. Why this person? Why now? What's the motive? And something as deranged as this, what was their family life like? Because you don't just wake up and decide that you're going to do this. And here's the greater question, right? Who taught him? There it is. Who do you think taught Epstein what Epstein knew? If we have all of these files and all of this on Epstein, what was the first thing that I said to y'all with the Diddy case? I told y'all both of these cases mirror each other. People just ain't paying attention because one guy is white, one is black, one is in corporate America, one was in the music industry. But these cases mirror each other. What did I say to y'all the beginning of the whole Diddy case? Someone allowed Diddy to get away with it for this long. Who is that person? Because if you think Diddy was a monster, how much of a monster do you think his creator is? Handler, whatever the word is that y'all use. Same difference with Epstein. If he was bad, who trained him? Or you telling me a kid just woke up one day and said, I'm going to be the greatest monster on the face of God's green earth. And I'm going to do it with girls and kids. Do you think this sickness is born and bred in? Or do you think this is built, trained? Do you think he was molded? What y'all think? Progressive said, right, Empress, and there's no such thing as vacancies. Someone is going to take his place or already has. He may have groomed a successor, allegedly. I agree with you there, Progressive. Definitely do. Go back. Nisi said like and subscribe. Absolutely. So y'all listen. I'm probably going to put this video in members only because I kind of spazzed out at the beginning. Because I was a little pissed thinking about my son having to go to war. Because this ignorant orange Oompa Loompa in the damn office that can't put two sentences together that don't sound like it was written by the damn cat in a damn hat. But y'all keep letting him have access to seeing what y'all keep calling the greatest military force on this side of heaven. To go do what? You don't send the queen to pick up garbage in your hood, right? You don't send the king to wash the dishes in your restaurant, right? Yeah. But they don't get that though. They don't get that. Let me see if I'm missing anything that I wanted to bring to your attention. I did want to share with you guys, so you do know, well, some of you don't, but September is my birthday. And so, y'all, here's the thing, right? I have a cruise plan for my birthday, but I don't know if the water is going to be safe, so we going to need to pray. We going to need to go on a channel fast. That they get Trump out of office real soon, so my birthday is not affected, because I can't be on the water in the boat when they having problems with water in boats. No, that's not gonna work. For those of you who may be looking at or thinking about a vacation or whatever, drop in the comments to let me know. And I'll drop the flyer. I am going on a cruise. It is going to be a 4-day, 4-night cruise. It's going to go to the Bahamas. It's going to go to 2 other private islands on the Carnival Conquest. It's going to be September the 17th through the 21st. So if somebody else need to get out and vacay, let me know. I'll drop the flyer. I do have a travel agent, and right now they are doing security deposit, so you can drop your security deposit on your room, and once you drop your security deposit, you can pay on it as you go. Final payment due July 1st, and she can also put together flight packages for you if need. You need to get away, holla at your girl, because I'm going even if I gotta go by myself. I am celebrating my 5-0. Yeah. Big 50. Yes. Big up to all the Virgos. Absolutely. Respect. Yo, so I said, look, when I put it together, I was going even if I was going by myself. Hell, I done lived almost 50 years just about by myself. A cruise alone would make me a bit of never mind. Not at all. Nope, I think that's it. I was scrolling through my stuff. So, y'all, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we jump into whichever sector we jump into for another show. I am so sorry that y'all had to deal with the glitches and itches and twitches and all of that tonight. But I only started dealing with this when this doggone war, or whatever you want to call it, started. Because Congress hasn't declared it a war, technically it isn't a war. They just playing catch with missiles right now. That's it, and knocking stuff out the sky. They just playing frisbee with planes. That's it, because Congress ain't officially declared war. But please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you can join us wherever you may catch us. Also, on the home channel, Champagne City, there is a spot called the VIP Lounge. You will find our brother's channel. That's Father Locke. He does all things horror. He does have some music over there as well. Also, you're going to find our other channels that are a part of the Champagne City that I'm going to start pouring into rebuilding. Yeah, I'm finna start creating till my computer can't create no more. Because that's where I find my joy and my peace and my passion, is when I'm creating and doing all this beautiful stuff for y'all. So that's what I'm about to pour into. And I suggest y'all, while we're talking about encouragement and pushing, find what makes you happy. Not the toxic stuff, because I know some of y'all, your mind automatically went toxic. I'm trying to pull y'all out of them toxic ways. Yep, that one right there. He toxic too. Yeah, yep, her too. She for damn sure toxic. You forgot what happened the last time. Champagne gang, fizz fam, confidants. Always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, baby, it's causing you to depreciate. Now raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink. Till we meet again. Ta-ta.
Champagne on my tongue, silk on my skin, undone. You lean in, say my name like a secret, like a sentence. Home, you say right. Let the night decide. I slide in passenger side. Silk on my it's low from my kiss. Power in the sway. Ocean breeze all over this ride. Sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne, silk on my lips. Watch the downtowns, man. Yeah, I'm that night rider, low key lavish. You go T-Brent, better have you that island so sweet. Say, I turn a comp, hop problematic. Tongue like a passport stamp. Every word leave a mark on your back. It's on the curb. Low pole, confidence dripping to the towel floor. We lit. Every baby on baritone. Got my high heels clicking like a metronome. Silk on my lips, dripping slow from every kiss. Power in the sway of my hips. I'm a king, I'm a queen in the mid. Yeah. Ocean breeze all over this ride. Sweet like nectar when we collide. Champagne and silk on my lips. Watch the whole damn time so mad.